that's very complex, what you just said.
It is very complicated.
So you're talking about yourself having a diagram, having been the person who creates a diagram that the entire, sort of maybe all the militaries are going to follow, that's going to diagram out our relationships with these, with the rest of the ET
we've
races?
used what turned out later to be a standard requirement, this block diagram thing, for every weapon system that any of the military has, whether it's Air Force, Navy, Marines, doesn't make any difference. Your company designing whatever, go back to the Pentagon and you propose a weapon system. You're going to have to be, if you get that proposal, you're going to have to be controlled by this 375 document, which I came up with for the Apollo program, and I submitted that to von Braun, and that was one of the 4 programs of changing the entire NASA program. Okay, so the first use of this was for ICBMs. I took that system and defined the entire Apollo program and the missions, because they had several missions. My group in the secret think tank came up with 44 separate missions extended to the year 2000, 1999. So the Apollo program was supposed to not just go to the moon, pick up the rocks, take the photographs, and come back. The Apollo program was to take us out into our solar system, build naval stations on every habitable planet or its moon, okay?
Right.
And then the next phase was to go to the 12 closest stars, Alpha Centauri being the first, put naval stations, bases on all of its planets, except we stopped that one because it had 2 suns and the radiation factor was not, we couldn't do it. But 11 other stars, the 11 closest stars to you, okay?
And you're saying it's been done?
And I'm saying that's what we plan on doing.
Okay, you planned starting with Apollo, and you planned
That is
up
the
to
Apollo mission.
1999.
No, that is the Apollo
Oh,
mission.
that's just Apollo. Okay. Did it happen?
No.
It got stopped, right?
Yeah.
And it got stopped by the reptilians.
Yeah, they said, no.
Okay, now this diagram that you're saying, this block diagram that is the militaries are all following, it basically is, in a sense, your design initially. It came through you, but it must have been downloaded to you somehow from the Nordics, saying what Earth people were going to be allowed to do. Is that what it's saying?
Okay.
What kind of weapons they could or couldn't build?
It was not for weapons. It was for us, and actually that's in my book.
Right.
It was for us to go out into the galaxy. Everything that's necessary to build a transport or a vehicle. Go out in the galaxy, have communications with other extraterrestrials out there, and set up businesses with them.
Right.
Maybe we could mine stuff for them. Maybe we had certain materials they don't have. We could market these.
Okay.
They may have things that we want to buy. Set up communications with other civilization people out in the galaxy. That's what the first block diagram was for, and that's what the mission was to have originally been, what we recommended. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, yes, Nordics put that stuff in Billy Tompkins' mind, and he runs with this ball. Okay? But you've got it in the book. I mean, that's what our thrust was. It was not military. Then the military picks up this document, and they run with that of every military program anybody wants.
Okay, but when you say the military picked it up, I mean, here you are kind of almost embedded in the military. You're dealing with von Braun and Diebus. Now, they're Germans.
Yeah.
Okay? So there is some kind of interaction going on between still Germany, the U.S., and then Project Paperclip,
Yeah,
bringing
right.
over all the Nazi scientists.
Yes.
And at some point, we're being infiltrated. It's clear in your book that you, and especially your close friend that you worked with a lot, you used to talk in the dialogue of the book. You're always saying someone is interfering, someone is on a higher level trying to manage this situation.
Implement the situation.
Okay.
So you're having both white hat guys
Yeah.
out there, okay, and we got black hat guys out
Yes.
there, and they're both influencing us.
And they still are.
They have their agendas.
And they still are, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
As we're talking, they're still doing this.
Yes.
Okay, it hasn't stopped.
Okay, before we continue, and I want to take a short break, I'd let you drink some water. I don't want to leave this subject where Michael can ask his question, that he has, make sure that he got his question answered about, again, back to Neil Armstrong on the moon and the 7 huge craft and all the reptilians standing there. You wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to back up for just a quick second. When Bill talks about classified documents not being stamped, that's absolutely correct, because that is the procedure that Kelly Johnson followed at the Skunk Works in Burbank. When they were doing the F-80, the U-2 spy plane, the A-12, and the SR-71, none of those documents were stamped top secret. That was per Kelly Johnson, so you're absolutely correct about that.
Crazy, but yes, you're right. Yeah.
So, Bill, are we to believe then that you are the genesis of the vehicle assembly building at the Kennedy Space Center? You're the genesis for that idea?
Yeah, but that
Okay.
actually is for the NOVA program.
Okay.
Okay, NOVA vehicles. In the book, I think there's 7 of them in the one picture. You see 7 different types of NOVAs. You see the Apollo vehicle, it's over in the corner, it's a little tiny thing. Then you see these great big things that are 10 times the size of Apollos. Okay, those are all trucks. They're trucks to haul up boring machines for the moon, to bore into the moon, to find areas where we can do our construction of a 10,000-man naval operation and research base on the moon. That's what our Apollo program first phase is. Not just go to the moon and pick up the rocks. We were going to the moon to a program that actually operated, this is 1963, it was operational till 1999. Okay, the moon, the Apollo moon program. Okay, so all these.
but it got stopped, and then it continued. I mean, it went black, I guess, is what happened.
Yeah.
But do you want some water?
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to take a short break?